Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. One of the big questions I always see pop up on socials is, where's the best place to live if your child is diagnosed with ASD? And this show, while Atlanta-centric, has traveled really all over. We've been to Pennsylvania. We've been to North Carolina, South Carolina, all the way to South Africa. But what we haven't touched on is our friends in Southern California. Please welcome to the show Shahryar Afshar. He is the Executive Director of Autism Society San Diego. Hi, Shahryar. How you doing?
Hi there. Doing great, Gina. Wonderful.
How's the weather in SoCal?
It is annoyingly beautiful and sunny. There's no tornadoes, no floods, no fires. It's just life on a typical Monday.
Thank goodness. You know, with 5 different chapters in California, how did you kind of work yourself into the position there as Executive Director of the Autism Society San Diego?
You know, I was not looking for another job. I'm semi-retired after 25 years in government. I felt my public service was done. But of course, when my son was born in the middle of my career, he's now 17, he's nonverbal, he made other plans. So I felt I couldn't just sit on my hands and act retired. I hate fishing. I can't golf. So when this opportunity came up, I look at it as an opportunity of being of service, not just to him, but to all of his peers and the next generation. So I took the bite and I jumped both feet in and trying to think how we can transform lives, not just in San Diego, but everywhere we can affect the quality of life for this community.
And what are some programs and services that you all offer there in Southern California?
So Autism Society San Diego represents the San Diego County community. We also work collaboratively with Imperial County to the east, and once in a while with Orange County, but those two counties don't have an Autism Society per se. What we try to do is create judgment-free zones for our community. So pool parties, pizza parties, dances, camps. I mean, everywhere where I can't take my son ordinarily, we create the type of environment where I can take my son without being judged. Nobody looks at me funny. If my son's acting up or having a meltdown or needs to flap his arms and run around in excitement, everybody else's kid is doing the same. So I feel completely at home in the environments that we create. So we are unique in what we do. Nobody else does what we do in San Diego. And we feel very privileged to be of service to this community. And we just want to expand and keep getting better and make sure we reach every corner of San Diego County. San Diego County is a very big place, from the border, international border, all the way to North County and East County. We need to be able to serve every community, every cultural segment of our community in multiple languages, multiple age groups. Those are all our plans for 2025.
With me today, Shahryar Afshar, the Executive Director of the Autism Society in San Diego. When we get back, we're going to find out exactly what expansion looks like. Stay with me.
Don's Tree Service is awesome.
Love Don's Tree Service. They've come out for a giant oak tree removal, another for some debris removal.
One thing I really appreciated about Don's Tree Service, they come, they take those trees down, and they take everything away.
For a free estimate, call Don's Tree Service, 770-413-TREE, or find them online at donstree.com.
Welcome back to Life with the Spectrum. I'm your host, Gina Cavalli. With me today, Shahryar Afshar, the Executive Director of the Autism Society of San Diego. Now, you mentioned expansion, and when we had a phone conversation months ago, Shahryar, you mentioned some really cool things that you're working on. Care to share? Because I know nonprofits north, south, east, and west in this country are going to grab onto these ideas and want to, manifest them right there in their own communities.
I'll tell you, look, when I came here 6 months ago and I looked around at our community and our region, my first charge was, how can I help this organization thrive in an environment where there are 13,000 other nonprofits in San Diego County alone?
Wow, that's a lot.
So look, there's no shortage of good causes and good-hearted people, but that's not enough. And I don't look at us as a charity or a 501c3, even though we are legally as such. I look at us as a community investment organization. We are creating opportunities for the community to invest in its future, because families that are dealing with autism are a member of this community. We don't live in a silo or in a bubble outside of our community. So it's very important for me to make sure that the larger San Diego mega region, we call it, because we're a binational region, is able to serve its growing population. And when you say expansion, we want to make sure our community groups, our community support groups, like a Dadvocate group that I started when I got here.
Dadvocate, I love it.
We have that, right? I'm going to put the dads to work. You know, they can't be sitting at home with the remote.
Yes.
You know, they need to get off their butts and get to work, because they have a role to play.
And maybe they can help with these autism startups. I know that one of the big focuses is to really help young adults with their dreams of starting businesses. One gentleman here in Atlanta is starting a dog bakery company.
Yeah.
And I love that. We should get and have investors behind that guy.
That's so fascinating you say that, because in my last dad group, one of the dads said, when we talked about startups and how to support entrepreneurship, social entrepreneurship, he said, that's great, because nobody wants a pity party. Nobody wants to, sit around the corner and pout and feel sorry for themselves. And I get this from moms and dads, by the way, equally. So in this case, moms and dads are channeling their energy positively in growing and investing, creating opportunities for their kids' future. So there's a local mom who's made a cookie factory, makes Ollie's cookies. I love her work, and Ollie's her son, and she's created this cookie factory. And her dream, and a lot of these dreams are like this, is to hire more autistic young adults for their jobs, right? So that's just cookies. But we're also looking at technology and innovation. We're trying to work with UCSD, with other academic institutions. And I didn't invent this. There's actually lots of parental leadership pockets all around the country that we look to for advice.
Sure. We reinvent ourselves as parents of kids on the spectrum. Now, when it comes to housing out there in Southern California, a lot of families that are, we're aging, right? We're not going to be here one day. And so what is Southern California, what is, in particular, San Diego, helping as far as transitional housing or getting residents? Are you building communities and apartment buildings? What does that look like?
Thank you for mentioning housing. It's one of our top 3 priorities. There's just no way to avoid it. In Southern California, life is expensive. And nothing keeps a parent up more than where will my kid live when I'm gone?
Yes.
There's just nothing more, right?
Right.
So we are developing a housing policy and a platform. I just came back from a IDD housing symposium in Sacramento last week, where folks from all over the state came together and trying to figure out, how do we build more housing? Everything from ADUs, accessory dwelling units, a granny flat in the backyard, more duplexes. We've had various state laws to enable that, to intentional communities that kind of, as you mentioned, apartments where families get together and we all maybe buy something and put our kids in it, right? Then with a behavioral management company, they can manage it all. So we're looking at all of those programs. We want to be supportive of this as much as possible. But I tell you, when I talk with political leaders, a lot of them didn't know this was a problem.
I know. It's like, out of sight, out of mind. And if it doesn't affect you, then nothing gets done.
That's exactly the feedback I got, that I didn't know this was a problem. I go, you're like the mayor, you're like the governor. How could you not know this is a problem? We live in this country, in this community. So a lot of that, even though I don't like to focus on awareness, we still have a bit of a hill to climb on making our community aware that housing is a crisis issue for our community.
And, you also had mentioned awareness. And now that we've kind of moved a little bit past awareness to more acceptance, I know you're working with businesses out there to be more welcoming to families who may have children that have more support needs. What are you guys doing there at the Autism Society in San Diego?
We're reaching out to all the business associations in town that will have us. I knock, I nudge, I kick the door in where I need to. But these business communities need to know that our community is an economic powerhouse. We have money to spend, and we'll spend it in the businesses that are receptive to our families, right? So the pizza shop or the office building or the car dealership that has some accommodation, a quiet room, some staff training. I mean, God help us. We're in this tourism country, community in San Diego. We have dog-friendly hotels. We do not have autism-friendly hotels.
Yeah.
There isn't a sticker at the front door at the local, I'm not going to name the hotel,
that says, come on
autism
in.
families autism families welcome. You get a discount. Hey, why not? I mean, you give discounts to happy hour to every person that shows up to buy a whiskey. Why won't you give discounts to tired old families that need a break, maybe a staycation, to come and stay at a hotel in Southern California? So the businesses are generally open, but they need some education to show that this economic unit is worthy of their investment. That's our job, to show them that where we point to, families will go and spend money.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, some of the people right here that sponsor the show get phone calls from, clients or potential clients that say, we only want to spend our money with people who support our people. So
right.
It's like a win-win, like, hello, no brainer, right?
It's the easiest money I spend all day, knowing that I spent it with a community that is receptive to my participation, right? I'll do it all day long.
Now, I know with every nonprofit organization, it really does come down to raising money, fundraisers, galas, golf outings, even though you said you're not good at golf. What are some of the things coming up on the horizon for Autism Society of San Diego?
So we just got through our signature event on February 7. The Autism Social and Mental Health Conference was a sold-out event. It was so heartwarming and just touched all the right notes. Families coming to us choked up, wanting help and services, and we were happy to connect them with experts all over the country. We feel that's a real privilege for us, and we want to keep growing that program. We just went through it. But the next one coming up is Lights, Camera, Autism on April 26th, right, at the Comic-Con Museum, where we celebrate autism artists. And also this year, we want to have a technology hall and bring in autism startups and technology, virtual reality, AI, all the startup communities work that help our quality of life for this community. We want to celebrate them and show them off at Lights, Camera, Autism on April 26th.
And while we have Comic-Con here in Atlanta, nothing beats Comic-Con like out in California. Just, you can take the California out of the girl. No, wait. You can take the girl out of California, but you can't take the California out of the girl. And I was born and raised there, so I get it.
Nothing against Comic-Con elsewhere, but it kind of was born and bred in San Diego, and it's a unique experience all the years I've been involved with it here in San Diego. And that's why that museum, which is a beautiful museum in one-of-a-kind Balboa Park in downtown San Diego, has been such a great partner to us. So we really want to expand that program, and we want to hear from studios, Hollywood, actors, any big name celebrities that want to lend their name to it or sponsor this event, because celebrating the art, the freedom of expression of this community is so central to who we are, not only as parents, but as an organization, that we just want to celebrate and shout it from the rooftops every chance we get.
And a lot of people on the spectrum have these abilities within the disability that just are incredible when it comes to art and visual thinking and whatnot. Shahryar, how can people find you?
AutismSocietySanDiego.org. Please, check us out. You can donate online. You can contact me personally. I would love to hear from your listeners how we can serve them better. Our job isn't to simply project what we think the future should look like. Our job is to reflect what our community wants to see about our future. So that has to do with this kind of conversation. So AutismSocietySanDiego.org, we're here for you, and we have bigger ambitions than just our little corner of the world. How can we be a change agent for our community across the country?
I love it. Being a change agent. Shahryar, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So many cool programs at AutismSocietyOfSanDiego.org. You got to check them out. All right. I loved what he said. Shahryar said, Dadvocate. I haven't heard that term before. I love it. It's kind of like momager made it popular in 2024. Dadvocate is where it's at in 2025. So be one, guys. All right. I'm an advocate here, or else I wouldn't have started this show, Life with the Spectrum. And if there is somebody really making a difference in your community, please reach out to me. Connect us via email, gina@gcast.com. That's GKASTS.com. Or drop me a line on the website, gcast.com. All right. You can find me on socials. Look for Life with the Spectrum, both on Facebook and Instagram. Like, comment, share. Most of all, subscribe to the channel so that you can get the latest information with new episodes that drop every single week. As we continue to live this crazy journey called life, we appreciate you stopping by to Life with the Spectrum. See ya.